Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today we've just got another package arrived for the streetcar. So we've got a Link CAN gauge to install for it, and we've also got a CAN splitter cable to make the installation a bit easier for it. So yeah, we've got the CAN gauge here. We'll just open it up. Let's try to do this one-handed. Maybe I can't do it one-handed. Alright, so look at that. Link CAN gauge. So yeah, let's get the streetcar out of the shed and we'll get right into the installation of it. Alright, so we've got the car out of the shed now, and out into the outside, give us a bit more room to work on it. So if we have a look on the passenger side, in the middle here I've got the AEM boost gauge and the AEM air fuel gauge. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take the AEM air fuel ratio gauge out, and we're going to put the Link CAN gauge there, and we'll just use the CAN gauge for the air fuel ratio. So underneath here, which you probably can't see, there's the connection for the CAN lambda, and what we're going to do is just use that CAN splitter to split into that CAN connection, so we can just use that for the gauge. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so first things first is we're going to remove the, we're going to take the glove box out of this and give us a bit more space behind the dash, because that's where all the cables are for the ECU and everything, so I'll take that out now. Alright, so as you can tell, we've got the glove box out, and there's all the wiring back there for the Link, all the Link stuff, the Link ECU, the Link CAN lambda, all the expansion harness and everything like that. So that big connector you can see right there, the that grey connector is the one that we're gonna join into for the CAN gauge. So yeah, let's plug it in. Alright, so if we unplug this, yeah, and then we've got our Link CAN splitter right here for it. We'll plug this into this one, and then this will go into here. That's for the CAN lambda, and then we'll use this other connection here for the CAN gauge. So with the CAN gauge, it also comes with a Deutsch plug as well if you want to wire it in yourself, but you can get all the adapters and things from Link, which is a bit easier, so I just ended up doing that. And here's the harness for the CAN gauge. So literally all we need to do is plug that into that, and then we've got this end which will plug into the back of the gauge. So it's all plugged in, so we'll just have to turn the car on and see if it works. So we've got the gauge, we're just going to turn the key on now. Look at that, it's powering on. Simple as that. It's much easier than splicing into wires and all that sort of thing. So as you can tell, we've got RPM there, and I haven't set up anything else yet, but there's obviously a couple of displays already inside the gauge. So yeah, we'll go into the app now and we'll set up a display for it. Something else you also have to do when setting up the CAN gauge is you will need to go on the computer and add it to the CAN setup. So just follow the instructions in the little booklet for the CAN configuration, and then it will definitely work. Alright, so the next part of the CAN gauge installation is going to be actually installing it into the dash. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm just going to put it in the tombstone like I had the other gauges. The CAN gauge is going to go here, and then I'm just going to have the boost gauge there. And yeah, so now we've got to pull all this interior apart to get the tombstone out so we can run the wiring. So I'll do a time lapse of that, so let's get right into it. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the dash all back together and the CAN gauge is in there all wired up. If we turn the key on, the power's on. Hopefully you can see that. The sun glare is a bit bright. Let's wait for it to... There you go. It's all turned on. You can see there, AFR and boost displayed on there. So yeah, it's all installed. We just need to tidy up all the wiring now, and then it's job done. Alright, so now that we've got the gauge all installed and all the wiring down there's all tidied up, the only wires for the actual ECU, we can turn on the gauge, and hopefully you can see that. You can see all the different screens that I've made for it. So air fuel ratio, we've got battery, we've got the air temperature, coolant temperature, the TPS percent, injector duty cycle, ignition angle, air fuel ratio, and the boost pressure, even though I've already got a boost gauge there, but and then AFR. So to actually set up the gauge, what you need to do is connect to the gauge's Wi-Fi on your phone, and then go to the Gauge Art app, which is this app here. So I'll give you a demonstration of how it works. So it's connecting to the gauge at the moment, and then you can create a configuration, and then choose what ECU you're using, next, and then you can tap to add gauge, and then you have from all of these options to choose from. So we just choose AFR, and then you can choose what your max AFR reading is, what your minimum is, and you can set up warnings for it. And then you can have multiple gauges if you want on one screen, so you can have up to 4 gauges on one screen. And then all you do is you click save. Sorry, let's go back. Do 2. click save, and then you save, put the file name, save it, and then you click send configuration, and that'll send it to the ECU, and then whatever you put in here will end up showing up on the ECU. So yeah, that's all set up for me now. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. We'll see you on the next one. If there's anything you want to, any comments, any suggestions you want to make on what I could do for future videos, then put them down in the comments. But yeah, other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.